right, so let's talk about it. All right, so if you don't know, Lil Durk has been arrested on federal charges. Now, here's why this is interesting. Okay, because when the feds come and get you, you're done. This is not like a traditional. You're about to go to jail. We got some stuff. We don't know what's happening. We want to try to hold you to see if you're gonna give us information. This is gonna be bad. So he was arrested from Fort Lauderdale. They came and got him in the middle of the night after this speculation that he tried to buy multiple plane tickets to multiple different locations. And we're gonna look into that as well. But Quando Rondo and his beef has been prolonged ever since the death and the passing of King Von. I think it was maybe 2-3 years ago now in Atlanta at the club when Lil Tim, Quando Rondo's affiliate, had shot King Von. And ever since then, there's been this major speculation that a get back must happen. Now, here's the problem with the get back, because there was a get back, and that led to an indictment. So, NBC News reported that 5 people associated with Lil Durk hip hop collective OTF, which is his label Only the Family, have been arrested on federal indictment in California. Now, this is where these things get tricky, because once they found out that Lil Durk has allegedly sent an airplane with shooters on it, this is when it gets bad, and he could potentially be looking at life or the death penalty. Now, he's been arrested on a federal indictment in California. Lil Durk founded the collective to sell hip hop music from artists primarily from Chicago. The individuals are accused of committing a murder for hire that resulted in the death. Now, they were intentionally trying to go after this Quando Rondo kid, but they ended up killing his cousin. Now, so not only is Lil Durk facing the death penalty, because murder for hire comes with a death penalty or a life sentence, and in certain cases, a 10-year minimum. A 10-year minimum. So not only did they never hit the mark on their op, but they are now going to be getting multiple life sentences, and there's already people who are snitching. Now, here's the funny thing about hip hop, right? Because with the whole Lil Durk situation, they are saying a lot of these kids were bribed for record deals. So you have a situation where people in hip hop are literally bribing people with record deals to commit murders. To commit murders, people. Now, I want to show you guys this one person, because this is the federal informant. This is the rat who took down the entire organization. So OTF Jam. This guy by the name of OTF Jam is the reason for a lot of this that's happening right now. So let's take a look at this clip of him just talking about Lil Durk when he got out of jail. And I don't even want to do this because these kids be copyrighting these clips.
Shit, you just came home not too long ago. Like, when you come home?
So I've been home a little bit over a year.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit over a year. Yeah. 12 years flat.
12 years?
Like 12 years. Did my time. Ain't told on nobody.
Right.
Ain't no fool shit on my name.
You see how he starts smiling when he says, I never told on nobody, right?
Now I'm back. I'm living a life I never thought I'd live. You know?
That's it. Yeah, but like, if you can't talk about it, like, why did you have to sit down?
So this is what happened. When he came home from jail, he was telling everybody how Lil Durk gave him a bunch of money, gave him a bunch of cars, gave him all these things. But what people didn't realize is that he was wearing a wire for many years collecting information on Lil Durk. Now, this was the lead up to this indictment where they knew that Lil Durk was calling the shots and trying to get this get back for Quando Rondo. And in all these different songs that Lil Durk made and all this different music, they were making hints that he's already had gotten back, as somebody did die on behalf of King Von's death that happened a few years ago. Now, the reason why this is no good is because there's a lot of people, when people snitch, you can't reverse that it's not true, because someone has came out and they have wiretaps and they have recordings. This is a look at his charge right here. So he's this is Lil Durk's charge right here. No bond, he's pending trial, murder for hire, and then waiting to be picked up by the marshals. And this is October 24th. It's like 1 in the morning right now, so it's already the 26th. But this is bad. This is bad. Quando Rondo's cousin is the kid by the name of Lil Paul back in 2022. So this has been 2 years worth of work. That's what they say. When the feds come for you, it's over, because they would not waste their time trying to come after you, because the feds are a lot smaller than like the traditional regular police. So they're going to come together and get this shit done. They're not going to waste much time. Now, here's the bad part about this whole thing, because they're trying to say that Lil Durk planned to flee the country before they came. So they're saying Lil Durk was busted at Miami airport as he allegedly tried to flee to Italy, right? So Lil Durk booked with three international flights, attempts to flee the country following the murder for hire of 5 people. Now here's the problem, because in Chicago, they just gave Lil Durk the key to 2 cities in Chicago. Hold on one second, because they took down, because Lil Durk was just granted the key to Chicago, and they took it back after these announcements of murder for hire. So the mayor even came out and said, after our initiation, and though we have initiation with his brand, the Neighborhood Heroes, we have to take the key back, because really we just can't get behind this in layman's terms. Now, according to the indictment obtained by WGN News, records show law enforcement personnel arrested Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, Thursday night upon his arrival at a Miami airport. Now, people are like, yo, how did you know this? They know these things because they're tracking. They're watching the entire time. So when you go out there and they already have his credit card transactions on file, that's how they knew he was sending the planes and all this stuff. They caught his ass at the airport because they're watching. Because Lil Durk has been trying to clean his image up. He's converted to Islam. He says he regrets talking about all this stuff. He knew this was coming. You won't know this was coming. Why are you booking 3 international flights and you're leaving from Miami? Where are you going at all 3 different times? And this is how the same reason why they ran down and grabbed P. Diddy, because P. Diddy's jet was moving around. And they were like, oh, you're not about to leave the country, bro. So they went and got him. Now, because when you're doing private jets and stuff like that, there's only a certain amount of airports you can fly out of. Like in New York City, it'll be Teterboro, for example. So if somebody was to fly private out of New York, it'll be Teterboro, and people can keep an eye on that. So the FBI learned that Banks had booked at least 3 international flights following the arrest of Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston, whose prosecutors allege all have ties to OTF, which Banks formed in 2010. The 5 men were indicted on federal charges in Los Angeles regarding the plot to kill rapper Quando Rondo. So you telling me Lil Durk had no idea the feds were on their way when he literally booked 3 international flights the day or amidst these 5 other gentlemen being arrested? That's not a coincidence if you ask me. Now, U.S. Customs and Border Protections alerted the FBI that Banks booked 2 one-way flights to Dubai and Switzerland on Thursday. He booked the one-way. He was not planning to come back. After this news came out, he was about to dodge this and go to Switzerland or go to the Middle East. He had no plans on coming back. The indictment further revealed that FBI agents arrested Durk around 8 p.m. Thursday, October 24th, an hour before the scheduled plane's departure. Now, these people are watching. That's all I want to say. When people think they could beat the feds and all this, these people are watching your every single move. There's no way you're about to escape this. Now, the plane's departure time, authorities transported Banks to Broward County Jail pending a conspiracy murder for hire charge. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. When the police are watching you this closely and they're catching you an hour before your plane departs, 1 week after you get the key to Chicago. It's funny because Diddy got the key to New York and he's in his situation, but we're not going to speculate on that, neither here nor there. But the OTF jam is minority, or mainly the majority reason responsible for this right now, because he caught him on the wire. He caught him on the wire. I mean, this whole thing is crazy. When you look at this dude right here, like, and what Lil Durk messed up as, and I heard somebody say this online, shout out Gotham City God. He said a lot of these people made the mistake that they think because somebody already did time that they won't come back and snitch on you to get less time. They made a mistake letting this guy come around. They should have asked him questions more. But you know who predicted the downfall of Lil Durk? Let's look at this clip of Wallow. Because this clip has been surfacing where Wallow was pleading out to Lil Durk and them.
I can name 20, 30 niggas and my homies is dead. I'm here though. And I'm going to say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED Talk. I forgave my brother's killer. And I'm saying it to say this. Nigga that killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. In that fucking house that we grew up in. Nigga shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Nanny arms when she opened the door. So I'm telling you, there's some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to give y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. And when I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than a motherfucker, man. And I'm talking about this my big brother, nigga. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was fucking kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Show.
Now, this is the funny thing about this clip here is that he was telling them amidst the beef when this happened to King Von. I believe around 6 months later, this is when Quando Rondo's brother ended up passing away. And the reason that they're indicted today, he was giving them fair warning that you should let this beef go because it is not worth it. It is not worth it. Now, Lil Durk could potentially be sitting in jail for either life or potentially be dealing with the death penalty. This wasn't worth it, if you ask me. This was not worth it. But the streets have a language of their own. Everybody's going to try to get back. There may be even people who will carry this out over Lil Durk, even though they just watched what happened to him. And the saddest part, and this is him in Hype. This is him and the kid, the rat right here.
Hey, tell
Count this much.
them what's going on, Jam.
Hey, you know what's so crazy though? Motherfucker be sitting up there doing all this, sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof ass.
Bro got out what?
You know that we did.
How many you did now?
And the years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years. So much money. We really was just getting that shit in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
This shit feels so good, man. 2 lawyers, man.
I can tell him about the building you got.
Everything.
Man, it's closed on the building, man. We ain't fucking around.
You know that we did it. It's our time, man.
This nigga retired.
Imagine a day you give someone a rental property, you give them 50 bands, and they snitch on you. That's the state of the world that we in, man, where the streets don't love nobody, quite frankly. Lil Durk gave this man $50,000, bragged about him doing 12 years, helped him get his property up, and this man had the nerve to come around wearing a wire. This is actually diabolical. This is tragic. But you let me know your thoughts about that, man. The streets is not safe. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Lil Durk does not get the death penalty or gets life, but it's not looking good for Lil Durk, especially being that they caught him at the airport while he was trying to flee the country. This is not a good look, and to me, when people try to flee the country last minute, it's because they're guilty as hell. But you let me know your thoughts about that. I'm gone.